guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and 70 miles for the Gaming Dragon today. I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Devil's Gambit. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarms, and you were up, and let's go. Alright, I should have secured Manila's journal on them. I was thinking it could be the thing from the other day still bothering you. I hope I don't seem nosy. No, you don't, but, might not be a bad idea to talk to Arwell. If only because I could use a listening ear, and he's so intoxicated he might not remember this by tomorrow. Just in case, be subtle, Hector. You see, it's about Cadgan. The fact the dragon just nods tells me he suspected that was the case. I know I'm obvious, but Arwell noticing that much sends blood rushing to my ears. But don't stumble now, Hector, unless you want to embarrass yourself further. I told you Cadgan was very different when young, yes? Is it bad that I liked him better that way? What do you mean? He used to have this energy to him like he never faltered. I admired that. I really did, and now I miss it. And I don't understand how he can be so calm with everything the Duke's doing. Well, the current situation in Renai is complicated. I think Cadgan knows he won't accomplish much by getting mad at his grace. He has changed, but that's only because he grew as a person. The expedition won't last forever. Renai just needs to get through this tough period. Cadgan has been doing much good with his peacekeeping. I reckon if not for him, well, it would have been spilled by now. I know, but I still miss him. I'm afraid I don't understand you there, my friend, but perhaps I can still offer some advice. There is something my parents told me once. They've been married for 40 years and are still going strong. By the time I could walk, they had grown sick of each other, and I mean a kind of sick where Mom couldn't stand Dad so much. She would rather take her pillow in the bedsheet and sleep on the floor next to my bed than be with him. But love persevered in the end. Want to know why? Why? It's hard to let go of the people you love. When that love is real, it's like losing a part of yourself, right? That always starts as a blessing, but it turns into a curse for my parents when they grew into people too different from when they married. You and Cadgan aren't a couple, but what you said reminded me of that. But then it was a blessing again, because they still didn't want to be apart. It wouldn't be the way it was at the start, but they tried to make it work and fall in love with each other all over again. And that's how it is. When you want to keep someone close, when you do anything for them, you gotta put in the effort to make it work. Love makes it worth it. The sun rises and pale light washes over the town. The wolf dressed in black is doing his morning round, systematically turning off every oil lamp. A wolf sits by the stables, peering into the forest, watching for returning scouts. While the farmers are out working the fields or leading herds, women and children walk the streets, painting the walls with crude depictions of gaping, pitch-black mouths, red eyes, and claws. Construction crews erecting stalls and preparing the to-be bonfire in front of the old shrine. On account of its tower, it's the tallest building in Renai, though not the biggest. That honor belongs to the hospital. With most of the town's priests dead or retired, the last of them having retreated to a humbler place in the forest, it saw little use even 11 years ago. Nowadays it's been turned into a storehouse. Ugh. A capeless Cadgan transports bundles of branches long as his body over his shoulders, tossing them into the to-be bonfire before rearranging them. I'm standing across the street, watching his bulging biceps and gray back all the while. So enthralled am I that I don't notice his eyes on mine. The wolf jogs towards me. Hello, Hector. Out of the hospital already? Yes, I was on my way to see my patients in town. How are the preparations going? Pretty well, although this year's festival will have to be a little humble. Usually we gather money to hire a band from the next town over. Shirley and I have some musical talent. It'll be a good chance to see what they can do. I adjust my belt. I better get back to work. I better get back to work. Before you go, have you collected any haze leaf yet? I know it's the point of the festival, but it slipped from my mind. Or maybe I don't want to think of the purple phasing vines from the Eye Valley. Let's meet at home later. I also haven't gathered mine, so we can do it together. Sure thing. It's almost sunset when I arrive at Cadgan's place and we dive into the forest. It's a quick endeavor, as the mind-numbing haze leaf is easy to differentiate from the many other smells. For once, I'm the one leading Cadgan, which I'm proud of. Although I have second thoughts when I reach for the purplish herb. It's nothing like the veins I witnessed in the valley, but the knowledge of the chaos they caused during the latest expedition gives me pause. I just rip it and put it in a pouch. Drums reverberate ferociously as though to tear down houses and trees alike. Wolves wearing loincloths, painted demons' faces, and horn-shaped wooden cups over their ears bounce through the streets with baskets in their hands. My heart stops at the sight of purple vines creeping up the walls, but upon closer inspection, they are just ropes that have been dyed purple and propped up with nails. I can't catch a break, though, as one of the demons stops centimeters from my nose, muttering a phrase I don't understand. What? Hand over your offering, or else you will suffer the curse. Oh, this? The demon tosses my haze leaves inside the basket before turning to Kagan and repeating the process. He then hops away in search of more of these unusual tithes. Glad everybody's enjoying themselves. I like the music, too. It looks like you don't need that band after all. The drumming is too intense for my liking, but it fits the festival's mood much better than the cheerful tunes bands often play. Two children are running all over the place with sticks in their hands, their mother chasing them not too far behind. Wolves and even a few lions are trying their luck at the game stalls. One is rows of tiny wooden soldiers arranged on a shelf. The owner hands us 3 stones each and tells us to knock over as many soldiers as we can. I'm nervous from all the eyes on us, but that doesn't compare to when my stone bounces off from a statue. I take a step back and put my entire body into the next 2 throws, only barely knocking over 2 soldiers. Just how heavy are these things? Kagan pats me on the shoulder and gives me a small smile. The owner stands back when the mountain of a wolf prepares to swing. Next plays out a spectacle of soldiers flying and falling all over the place, before being swallowed by the void between the stall and the shelf. It's not just his sheer strength, he sends them flying in such a way they knock over everything else nearby. Perfectly calculated destruction. A small audience follows us as we move to the next game. It's no wonder, be it a competition of intelligence, strength, or precision. Kagan conquers it. They don't cheer as much for me, but it's alright. All I care about is that Kagan is looking at me and is having fun. Eventually, the pace of the drumming picks up as the demons gather and dance around the bonfire, and they shoot off in different directions, tearing the vines from the walls as they go. Oh my, is it time for the burning? Mm-hmm. Wanna watch it? Oh, that's great art, damn. Having rid the town of all the vines, the demons reunite in front of the old church once again and light the fire. Their dance continues as they toss in first the ropes and then the haze leaves. The townspeople clap their hands in the rhythm of the drums. I joined them, and so does Kagan after me. The big wolf struggles to find the song's beat for a moment, so he just looks my way and claps after I do. A chuckle escapes me, at which point I notice the inside of his ear turns a little red, or maybe it's the fire. Then it's my ear's turn to get red when the wolf's tail brushes against my leg, seemingly without its master realizing it. It's so soft I'm tempted to grab it just to feel it up. It had taken that pleasant, unique aroma, and I only sense hints of from this distance. No! Ignore it, Hector. Keep your eyes on the dance. Unfortunately, the sight of the dancer's bulky yet agile silhouette circling the bonfire ends up being like oil to the fire in my crotch. Why are they all so voluminous? I continue clapping, hoping Kagan doesn't notice. The flame dies down, the demons scatter, disappear into the shadows, and the crowd disperses. We return to Arwell's nest. It's quiet at first. Eerily so after all the celebration, but soon more wolves arrive until it's bustling with activity. Arwell is so busy he only has time for a greeting while serving us our drinks. You killed it at the stalls tonight. Do you do that every year? Nah, that spoiled the fun. I usually prefer to stand back and watch. Showing off to me, then? The look on that man's face when you got ready to throw was priceless. How surprisingly mean of you, Hector. He feared for his life. Says the one that scared him. Besides, I'm no saint. I ask Arwell for a refill. The dragon just shows us that fatherly smile of his before walking away again. Now think of it, that's your fault, too. I was a model son before I met you, and then you beat me up and suddenly I'm lying to my father. Slow down with the beer, Hector. You make me sound like a bully. Because you were one. Why did it surprise you I'm a peacekeeper, then? Some people say peacekeepers and such are contracted bullies. It's true, but you're too nice. Never met a boy that gives away money rather than takes it. Wait, did somebody call you that? Point me to them. I'm gonna whoop their butt. Definitely drunk. The wolf tenses up and raises his arms in a long stretch. My face gets a little warmer. Well, gotta get back to work tomorrow. If only we could have the festival for the entire week. Come to think of it, you still worked as usual, right? Oh yes, I'm exhausted to be honest. Want to call it a night early? Absolutely. We walk side by side in silence. I know what I need to do. I've been preparing for it all day, and yet I'm drawing a blank now. I can't let the day end with Cadgan telling me goodbye and retreating to his shack again. I can't let the memory of this day turn cold as well. Do something. Anything, Hector. Oh? Cadgan is surprised when I suddenly cling to his arm. He stops in his tracks and faces me. What is it? Too tipsy to walk? Maybe you should have stayed at the tavern. God, why can't I say it? I'm so frustrated, tears are welling up. Hector? Cadgan, I'm a coward. The wolf blinks with a look as though trying to decipher the meaning of my words. There's nothing deeper to grasp, however. I'm just stating a fact. Even though you accepted going into the Eye Valley, you have an interesting idea of a coward, Hector. You were there, so it was nothing. You know I'm not very confident as a doctor, either. I don't think I'll ever live up to Dad, but I still have to do what I can. You know how I gather some courage? How? I started doing this for work, but it eventually spilled into other things, but I have this image of who I'd like to be as a doctor, right? I pretend I'm him and talk to myself. Hector, do this, do that, and that helps me calm down when I'm distressed. Everything is easier when I have someone giving me direction or telling me what to do, I guess. Like you in the valley. I see. And I wonder if you didn't used to do something similar back at the Duke's mansion, like you used to put on this sort of bravado. Hector. I didn't realize it back then, but I love you, Cadgan. I still do, and that too makes me scared, because you're so different now that I can't tell what's going through your head most of the time, and... Hector. His voice, stern but gentle, takes me out of my rambling state. Is it hope, fear, or something else that he's seeing in my eyes? That silence, accompanied only by rustling leaves, lasts for so long I'm about to beg him to say anything, but then Cadgan lets out a sigh. It doesn't even make a mist. Why would it? Instead, it freezes me in a place until blood doesn't reach my toes and fingers. It makes my heart stop beating. I know, Hector. I've known for a while. I didn't want to assume, but it's been written all over your face. You said nothing? Because I hoped I was mistaken. I didn't want to hurt you. Oh no, don't say that. 9 years ago, I also felt that way about you, Hector, but, well, it's true. I'm too different. Yes, you being different scared me, but that means nothing. Renai, no, you are important to me. When I came back, I was hoping to find the same person I knew, not considering how you'd grown up. That doesn't mean we can't try, right? I still want to be with you, Cadgan. Even though you're different, I still care about you the same as I did back then. I try to grab his hand again, but he pulls away. Hector, if you... Cadgan grinds his teeth as though trying to bite down his words. His nostrils flare, hands curl into fists, ears flick as if searching for a distant sound, but his eyes remain locked on me. Renai is... His voice comes out raspy as a cough, and it brings me back to the time he choked near the river. The panic from back then is about to resurface until he takes a deep breath, his chest and shoulders rising before letting it all out. It's then that I see it. His gaze betrays a sliver of hope, a need unfulfilled, a lone lantern lighting up the way in a stormy winter night. But the storm is too much. Little by little, it's buried by the snow and vanishes. Excuse me. Hector, you're wonderful. You're much braver and talented than you think, but you deserve better. There's no one else like you. There's no one else like you, Cadgan. Even then, I can't give you what you want, and I can't bear to put you at risk. Risk? Do you mean the Duke? I don't care what he is, but I do. I want you to be happy, Hector, to be safe, but I can't promise you that. I just can't. A sniffle. Are you crying, Hector? Alright, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'm going to head out, y'all. I'm tired. Alright, I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye!